Today, I want to talk about self-reliance. It is something I wanted to touch on in the video I recorded and published yesterday. And so this is part 2 of that video, and that video was called Lived My Whole Life Controlled by Narcissist. And I talked about how I had spent 5 decades trying to heal from being a people pleaser and ended up still living as a codependent. All the self-help and personal development that I worked on a lot consistently, I was very devoted and always have been, was things that worked on the exterior parts of being codependent, like, what to say, like dealing with difficult people, what to say to be more assertive. I worked on the beliefs even, changing my thoughts and changing my beliefs, my underlying beliefs, which creates the behavior. I worked on those things, but what I needed to heal was on the inside. I found myself depressed a lot, again and again, and it just ended up in a dark night of the soul. And I was at the end of my rope. That's what I talked about yesterday, that I couldn't climb out of that codependency, those codependent patterns. And it was because, as children, of profound emotional neglect, we learn that we can't rely on our parents. We have to rely on ourselves. And so that what would otherwise be a healthy self-reliance becomes a survival strategy and not just a choice. A healthy self-reliance would say, I want to do this myself. I can handle it. And the overly self-reliant survival strategy sounds like it's not an option. It's a default. It's automatic. I have to do everything on my own. And it becomes an entrenched pattern, an entrenched way of thinking. I must handle everything alone. Depending on other people is dangerous. So rather than a healthy independence, oh yeah, I can do this myself. An entrenched self-reliant would say, only I can do this. And it is exhausting to carry everything alone. It requires constant vigilance emotionally, mentally, and in relationships. It looks strong, but it's hard to develop that closeness, that intimacy in any of your relationships, and it becomes very heavy and deeply ingrained. The pattern of relying on no one but yourself, coupled with always seeing to everyone else's needs, the habits of the people pleaser, and ignoring your own needs. Coupled with those two things together, people pleasing and being overly self-reliant, it depletes your life force energy. And that's what it had done to me when I was in my dark night of the soul. I had nothing left. And this is why I talk about the path of being a people pleaser and being overly self-reliant. It's a dead-end street. If you don't heal it, most likely you're going to end up in the same place. The light at the end of the tunnel just gets dimmer and dimmer. And I talk about a process for helping you heal this. What I was doing early on before my dark night of the soul was working on the outside things rather than the inside. And we need to, in order to heal the inside, we need to embody the emotions It's about embodiment. You have to go through and feel, acknowledge and feel the emotions. That's what it means to embody them. And that doesn't mean you want to live like that. That means every time you embody an emotion and you work through the process. I have a method called Embrace that helps you work through the process. And I can give you the video. The name of it is Embrace the Journey of Self-Discovery. It's one that I did early on, and it's Embrace as an acronym. And I will try to attach it to the end of this video if you want to go and see that. And I'm also going to put here a list of the words that the acronym Embrace stands for. And you'll see what I mean once I put it up here. I have to look at my screen to remember. The E is for emotions. The M is for mindfulness. I'm pulling it up here real quick. The B is for breathe or breath. The R is for reflect and release. The A is for allow and accept. The C is for connect. And the E is for experience the energy. And this is a method that has to happen in order for you to heal the emotions. That's the short way to say it is acknowledge, feel, release. And so this video that I put up, I mentioned it, Embrace the Journey of Self-Discovery. If you want to go back and view that one, you're welcome to. And I do want to do an energy healing today, so stay tuned. I had to step away for a few minutes and meditate briefly to center myself. And then I went outside to ground, walking barefoot on the wet grass because I was feeling anxious since during that making of that video, feeling like I had to keep referring to the notes more than I wanted to, but it's okay. It's because I was anxious this morning. I had to make a phone call with my daughter, and just the process of the complexities of that conversation had me somewhat agitated. So I should have done that before I recorded the first part of the video, but here we are. I was excited to get into it, and I needed to take time to do the grounding and everything before. But I've done it now, and I am feeling better. So you can tell when you're not grounded, when you need to ground. And I could feel it in the anxiousness that was there, and just not being able to concentrate like, as good as you usually can, and things like that. You can tell when you're not grounded or you need to ground a little bit more. And so going back to these entrenched patterns that I was talking about earlier and being overly self-reliant, it didn't happen overnight. And today's energy transmission, my goal is to bring through the energies that help us work through these and unwind all of it over time with patience and tenderness with ourselves, and just take our time and don't try to rush it. That's my recommendation. And be soft and gentle with yourself. And it's still just all the process of embracing all the emotions, and you devote and set your intention to do the healing, and your guides take care of the rest. You don't have to make a point to bring up old emotions or anything like that. It will happen somewhat seemingly naturally because your higher self and your guides, source, is putting that when the time is right, all about the divine timing. So get into your comfortable position, and I'll get into mine. And the energy healing begins now. Take your few rounds of deep breathing now, helping you to relax into the moment, relax into your body, into the chair, into the cause and effect that we want to work through and heal in our own pace, at our own pace. Today's energy healing, our friends in high places are going to bring through the energies that help us with that tenderness that we need to have with ourselves and the patience that we need as we go through the process of healing all these hard emotions. Now inviting in my higher self and all my guides, as well as yours. Your higher self and all your guides have been invited to assist in these healings, in this healing transmission. And every healing transmission is about helping you and us cultivate self-love. It's all about cultivating self-love and committing and devoting to, I will not abandon myself when emotions arise. It is okay to not be okay. When I choose to heal, it is for the highest good of all. Yet I do it for myself. I want to treat myself with reverence, with unconditional acceptance and respect. And every time I choose to heal and allow emotions to move through, that's what I'm doing. Having reverence for myself. I choose to look at the hard memories when they come up. I can't get it wrong if I allow what I am feeling to move. I validate my own need to express these hard emotions. And I am strong for choosing to feel them. I allow the tears to alchemize the pain. I am honest about needing and wanting help and know that I will still be safe. I am strongest in my healing. I am strongest in my healing. And I see my strength as a young child having to become overly self-reliant as a bridge to get me to adulthood. And I know now it doesn't have to be my forever home. It's time for me to grow out of needing to be self-reliant, overly self-reliant. And I am going to love myself through it every step of the way. When I choose something that has meaning for me, I am moving in the direction of love for myself. That is self-love. Thank you to our higher selves our guides, the perfect Trinity, Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, for helping with this or sending it through, helping provide that healing life force energy. And I want to say before I close that I forgot to say it earlier. I'm having a live tomorrow for Fasting Friday. I posted something about it, and there's a poll if you're interested in showing up for this live and being a part of it. I would look forward to seeing you there. And I've gotten the times are either 9 a.m., 4 p.m., or 7 p.m., and that's for tomorrow, Friday, February 27th. So catch up with that poll if you're interested and let me know what is the best time for you. In addition to just talking about how over the last week, since my last Friday all-day fast, how the fasting has, I've seen clarity and just so forth. There's so much I want to talk about. And hopefully there'll be other people up there who want to share their experiences with how fasting helps us heal from our childhood traumas. And hopefully you'll be there to share. And I am planning on doing an energy healing transmission, and it's going to be silent. That's what I'm getting. And so I'm excited about that to see how it evolves and turns out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and keep up the boundaries. We love you. Blessed be.